What's good? This is how I made $277 today trading on ESMP. People have been saying I'm like the OG TJR. I'm bringing back the TJR and the boot camp days. And I have that from very good resource. From a good, you could say, financial advisor. So that's who we're going to be. Might crash out one of these videos. Might start talking about railing my dog or something. So beware. Just prepare yourself. Anyways, locking in. So this is basically the trade I took today. I'm going to break it down. A couple mistakes I made today. So we will start with bar replay on this thing. I'm going to start a new one because we're not back testing right now. All right, so going into the day, it wasn't a whole lot. Like, I was bearish and bullish. I was like back and forth kind of a little bit. It was nothing super clear. The one thing that was pretty clear for me was I have a circle right here. 3 SMTs right here. So on NASDAQ, we came up, we swept these highs. ES did not, only came up to this high and avoided those 3. And then as you can see here, NASDAQ swept out basically this stuff right here. So that was one thing I was looking at. Besides that, I mean, London session swept high and low basically, or at least a high like these. So I was really like open for anything. And right away, market opens, and we do get this 15-minute sweep here. So I'm already looking to go short. I mean, it's not like I kind of wanted an hourly sweep, just because like there wasn't a whole lot of like conviction on which way I should go. So I was kind of iffy at this point, and I was just waiting for the most part to see what would happen next. See if we got an entry, break a structure kind of thing. My typical entry at that point after sweeping that. Long story short, we did not get a break. We hit that fair value gap and reacted off of it. And at this point now, we're like halfway to that high, but on NASDAQ, we did sweep that high. I'm not sure why this is lower, but we did sweep that high. And from that point, if we do get the setup, I was ready to go bearish because we got the sweep. And then if ES does not, we would have an SMT at that point. So basically, I'm looking at the index that did the sweep for now, just to see if that setup shows up, the break, and then the retrace. And that obviously happened right away for the most part. Can't remember. So that didn't inverse the gap, but on ES we did. Small gap right here. And since this is the more bearish index because of this SMT plus the 3 up here, it makes sense that this one would inverse a gap and NASDAQ did not. So that's just playing more into the SMT kind of situation. So since we got the 5-minute break, we got the sweep on at least one index, 5-minute break by the inverse. We're getting that 5-minute retracement, and it did. So here's the thing. It tapped in right here. So it tapped in, and obviously the candle didn't close bullish, which usually I'm like following my rules. I should wait until this last candle closes bullish because it's technically not a retracement if it wicks in and then continues down. I was a little bit fearful today from the loss yesterday. I mean, we had a decent sized loss yesterday, I would say. And then I don't know, I was just a little bit fearful today. So I kind of entered early, broke one rule there. So the entry point would have been off of this candle. Yeah, so I could have entered off of this candle and had a decent risk reward. But I waited. I entered after this candle tapped into this fair value gap, or inverse, I guess. I waited for this other one to get formed. And I don't know if it was like because it didn't even inverse anything really. I didn't even need to wait for that candle to be formed because it was already in a 1-minute downtrend. So I messed that up. I was not thinking correctly, and I was a little bit fearful, so I didn't really evaluate that correctly. So because of that, my risk reward was not the best. And we had TP1 was here. There was these two lows right here. So I was going for the second one, and I also took out a little bit early, kind of in the middle. I guess that's kind of fine having it in the middle between the two, because I didn't want to take the first one because it was only like a 1 to 6. So I had that kind of in the middle for my first take profit. But I could have had a much better risk reward if we would have not done this, because I would have technically waited for this to happen, and then after that a 1 minute break of structure like normally, since it broke to the upside just now. And with that next candle, we would have inversed that gap and caused a better break, or a better risk reward from that. Not insanely better, but it's something better, and I would have made more money. So a 2.27 versus a 1.8, obviously a better risk reward right off the bat. So that was mistake number one. I regret doing that. I was just impatient and a little bit fearful. So yeah, like right after entering, it just went up. We had halfway to drawdown, and that was not the best. I did not need to risk that drawdown at all, even. So from there on, it was kind of moving pretty slow today, I would say. And then we finally, after a little bit of time, we hit that. And that was half my position I pulled out. Stopped to break even at that point. So after take profit 1, we were targeting this, I want to say London low. If I'm correct, London lows, here we are. And here's the part, another thing that I messed up on today's trade. So it was after sweeping that, I think we had almost 2 hours of consolidation and movement or whatever until finally coming down here. So I was waiting. I moved my stop to break even. I thought we were just going to get stopped out right away. It didn't. It reacted off this fair value gap here. Came down again. I thought we were going to make it all the way down. This is already like an hour of chopping, kind of. I thought we were going to go for take profit. Nope. We come back up and we start retracing again. So at this point, I'm like, okay, maybe we're just gonna have another retrace, go down. I was really wanting to hold off for this. And then I was looking on the 15-minute, doing something that I shouldn't be doing really. After another 15 minutes, so we're about an hour and a half into this consolidation here. It didn't on this pair on ES. It closed in the fair value gap, but on NASDAQ, we inversed this gap. So I kind of took that as, well, maybe we're going higher and I should just pull it out so I don't get stopped at a break even, and at least I can make something decent today. That is not my rules. I broke my rules doing that. So basically I exited right here for the rest of the position right after it this 15-minute candle closed. I exited right here for the rest of the position. It was only probably, what do we have here? A 1-to-1. Which isn't the worst, but I'm at the same time, my rules are either get stopped out at break even or hit the next take profit. That's my only rules. It's not take out anywhere in between, no matter if there's a break of structure, an inverse, anything like that. But I was, I don't know if it's greedy, but I really wanted to make money, and I was trying to kind of revenge trade, I guess you could almost say, by trying to make back the money that I lost yesterday. And I really didn't want to get stopped out at break even, and it's breaking my rules no matter what, how I can justify it. So after that, get a little bit of a wake up, did not hit break even, so it would not have stopped me out. And then afterwards, we go down and hit take profit. And then we go down farther from that. I only had 2 contracts, so either way, I wouldn't have hit a third take profit. I don't even know if that one got hit. No, so I would have been stopped out here if I had another contract in. But that being said, I mean, I messed up with the risk reward in the beginning, and then I also messed up with taking out early. So I made $277 today. I mean, that's not too bad. Copy traded with 4 accounts, so we got 3 evals in the works right now, and then the 1 funded. I could have made like $550 today if I would have taken this step correctly, if I would have held out to the last take profit. So I mean, decent day, not a terrible day. I mean, I only put me in at 200 risk instead of 250. So if I was at 250 risk, I'd maybe be at, I don't know, 350, maybe 400 roughly on the on the trade that I did end up taking. And then if it was the better trade, it'd be a pretty good win today. But either way, I mean, I really could have done better on this, made more money. I kind of a little bit upset because the good trades this week, besides today and Monday, and then the good trades last week, I did not hit on the funded accounts because I couldn't get up from sleeping with my work schedule. But I did take the losses on the accounts, so that was pretty unfortunate, and that kind of pissed me off and got in my head, and psychologically wasn't perfectly there today, I guess you could say. So yeah, that was my mistakes on my trade today. It was a good trade overall, I would say. Not the worst. I could have definitely done better. I should have stuck to my rules better. But I mean, we're closing the week green, pretty well green at least. And I'm not going to trade tomorrow because of all the news. I mean, maybe I'll look at the markets tomorrow. We have like 5 red folders at 7:30 and 1 is non-farm. So right away, I really don't want to take a trade. If I do, the chances are very low. I might just look at the charts and see what happens. If I do take a trade, it'd be half risk. And since I'm closing green, I don't really want to risk it. And it's going to be a lower probability trade. So most likely sit down no matter what. So that's basically it for today. Decent little trade we took. Just compiling all the funds on the funded account and get some payouts here coming up. So, but yeah, that'll be it for the recaps for the week. Probably going to do a psychology type video tomorrow, or at least something, maybe a lifestyle kind of day in the life video of a young aspiring trader. So something like that. But stay tuned for that, subscribe, and we will be back at it with some more videos. We're uploading consistently, and we're not stopping until we get to full-time trading. That's it for today, boys, and we'll catch you in the next one. See ya.